Hi, I'm Dr. Arjun Khalsa and back with this week's health tip and YouTube video. And this week's blog post, I really wanted to talk about, since we're in December and here in the Northern Hemisphere, we go into wintertime, and wintertime is quiet, it's dark, and in our Western culture, we really love to party. We love to put lights out on the trees in our houses and bring in the light, and it's beautiful. And I know moving into the winter solstice, that's part of it, is the celebration, is like the celebrating coming back into the light. And I just wanted to bring in another perspective. And the last several years, I've been spending more of my Decembers and early January really going deep, or trying to spend time by myself, going into a place of quiet as much as I can. I know in our culture it's very hard to be quiet because people love being together and creating light and energy. And I know in our culture a lot of people are not doing that great, and it's been like this for a long time. And wintertime in the dark seems to bring that feeling of sadness, the darkness. It creates more of that feeling of isolation and loneliness. And what I'd like to invite you to do during this time is look at it with a different perspective. And I found this new book. One of my dear friends gave me this book called Rooted, which I have the link in my blog post that I'm doing this week. And it's about nature, is bringing spirit, nature, and science together. And she actually talks about the science of the darkness and how important it is. And we look around in nature, like we all know that bears hibernate in the winter, right? Like they go into their caves, they build up all this food during the summer and this fat so they can just sleep all winter and be quiet. And that's really a time of repair. It's resting and letting our internal biorhythms get quiet. And when you look at the trees, they've lost their leaves. They're also going quiet. If in the north where there's maple trees, the syrup, everything just percolates. It's slow, it's quieter. And we actually need this time as human beings. We also need this time of quiet, a reflection, to repair. And for me, I have all these plans and projects I've been wanting to work on, and I've been kind of wondering, like, why is it so hard for me to get going and get up and do these things? And sometimes I'm like, oh, I should just drink some coffee and barrel through. And when I really tune into myself, I have to remember also, this is my body's own internal biorhythm. It wants quiet, it wants repair, and it's against our natural rhythm to be pushing all the time, to have these really long days and creating projects. And if you really think about it, like with you, like, is it fun for you to get up and create something new? Like, how are you feeling right now? And I know some of you watching this are going to be in India and Australia and Africa and some countries in the lower part of the hemisphere in South America. So it's probably different for you all, because I know you're moving into summer, and I'm actually kind of curious how that works for you all. Do you feel the same as us up here? Because I think this is more of a time for summer and warmth and exploration. Like when we went to Kenya some years ago, October, I know they're moving into their summer months, so they're coming out of their winter. So I'm really curious, if you watch this, if you would comment, I would love to hear, because I actually am curious how you feel where you are in the world. Because with those of us up here, and even in places like Florida, I'm so curious, in Puerto Rico and Hawaii and Mexico, where it stays warm, do y'all feel the same as we do up here? And like, I'm in New Mexico, so it's cold and there's snow in the mountains, and I love it. It makes me so happy. So yeah, let me know how you're feeling. And if you feel opposite, like maybe you feel like getting things going and doing projects and starting new. So, but for those of us in our time, Russia and Northern Europe and North America, we are slowing down. And so I want to invite you and kind of give you permission. I've felt like this, and I know in Ayurveda, my coach talks about this too. This is a time for going internal. And I've been saying no to projects. I've been saying no to get-togethers and parties. And so sorry if I've offended anyone. It's not you personally. It really is about me. It's not you, it's me. But I want to offer that to other people too. Last year we did a chiropractor get-together here in Albuquerque, and my friend and I were talking about doing this again. And I was like, you know what? No, like I as much as I want to see everyone and connect and bring everyone together, I really don't want to be busy right now. And I feel like if we can give ourselves that space and time and allowance, then when we start moving again, someone was just saying in February is when the sap starts moving in the trees again. Like it's when things start waking up again, even though we don't start seeing buds on the trees again. Hopefully with global warming, we don't. But February, March is when things start waking up again. So if we can give ourselves this time, this November, December, January time to have that quiet, have that peace, sitting down, making your day start a little bit later and stopping a little earlier in the nighttime, having that tea, having your fireside chats, having your little craft projects, writing letters, reading books, doing puzzles. That's all things we love to do. I love to be with my friends, my close friends, and my family. I'm taking my ballet classes, and I love that because it's slow and soft and feminine and moving into this place of really tuning into my body. And then I'm sleeping long nights and yeah, just making it delicious and luxurious for myself. And I love this time. And if you're feeling this angst right now, which I know some people really have seasonal affective disorder, and they have a hard time with coming out of depression or feeling sad. And I think it's because it is the darkness, but I think it's also we have this pressure to feel like we have to be doing and producing. And I'd like to invite you to start trying something new and giving yourself that space and really digging into the darkness instead of like trying to push it away with the light and the cheeriness and the hopefulness. Like there is all that, but also like it's okay to have these feelings, I believe, too. Obviously, I'm going to put this as a little aside that if you do feel really bad, get help. Like don't, I love being in this place. For me, it makes me feel happy and cozy. And my daughter said the same thing. Like we feel really happy in this time. But if you feel bad, do get help. Like don't just say like, oh, Dr. Arjun said it's dark time, I should feel crummy. Like don't do that. Like go to see your therapist, go see your doctor. Do what you need to take care of yourself. Like to me, this is a time to embrace, but obviously if there's mental health concerns, like this isn't just okay. So that's my message for today. And I have some things on my blog post I did also about just different suggestions and different books that I'm reading right now that help me go into that place of just being in touch with nature and even enjoying the plants when they're not dead, they're just dormant, they're quiet right now. Like being able to feel your plants, feel the trees around you, like just have that curiosity and see what they feel like, just getting to be quiet, because we all need that time to go deep so that we can produce more and better later on, but hopefully with robust, not out of a weak, sad, we're already tired, now we've got to produce apples, we've got to produce this paper or this book or whatever it is. Like give yourself that space, because I know when I take space, even if it's like a weekend off, I'm so much more productive. I have so much more energy, and I do it with joy and with this deep sense of like wanting to make the world a better place. So leaving you with that message. Thanks for listening. I know this is long as usual, but I hope it gave you some tidbits of good help and support and validation. So give yourself that space, be quiet, rest, be silent. It's okay.